Catch the rhythm, catch the glow. Let the big band steal the show. Night, night with Phee. It's where you're meant to be. From tangled hearts to life's wild maze, she'll charm your soul in subtle ways. A little laughter, a little balm, her words like waves, steady, calm. So grab your hammock, sway to the tune, a cocktail of wisdom under the moon. She's got the answers, a touch of flair, life's big questions handled with care. Life's big questions handled.
Welcome to Night Night with Phee, right here on the Phee Smee Network. Topics include tonight, your money war, coaching in the modern day animal kingdom, and your new life right here, right now on Night Night with Phee. I do appreciate you guys tuning in. You know, information is power. And if you've tuned into the Phee Smee Network for almost a year now, 11 months, you'll know we haven't been wrong. So pay attention and learn about your money war, as meetings in 2019 will start affecting your life today. You've been in a war, as I came on and told you, the day that they attacked Iran, that was the Sixth Trumpet War, World War III. That will be the war that kills a third of mankind. That is what we're talking about tonight from a psychological standpoint, from a monetary standpoint, from a survival standpoint, from a spiritual standpoint, and what we can do, because we're not going to change the events. They're going to be just like prophecy has said. You're right in the middle of it. Right, started as a little regional war, now will start affecting. As 14 days from now in Europe, we'll be having all types of energy crisis. The United States is in position better than most in the world because of Venezuela and our oil supplies. But Canada and Mexico and the invasion of our country from a Chinese and a Islamic nationalist jihad movement has invaded and embedded. You're not going to see this war in the United States with them sending missiles over here anytime soon. You're going to see it unravel from within, from civilization from inside. As I've told you, the National Guard from the very first time I came out will be in every city and state. That's what you'll be thanking them in the end, because a lot of damage will be done. You don't understand the invisible bombs. You don't understand that there are people willing to give their life to kill you or to unalive you. That is their mission. They have a game plan. You might not think you're going to have to play. As I've told you for almost a year, you will play, as you are right now in World War III. It kills a third of mankind. Today, you've got the Indo-Pacific trading routes and shipping routes blockaded. You got the Strait of Hormuz with limited traffic, with currency trying to be changed outside the U.S. dollar. You've got 8 factories of oil and natural gas in the last 3 weeks alone. 8 oil refineries, 1 in Mexico, Canada, United States. We don't understand the economics of real-time supply chain issues. What do we have with all of our digital computers and our AI technology? That if communications go down, and they will whenever they want them to, that's called cyber attacks. They can attack anything and everything with hackers, with artificial intelligence that has now gone to the point to where there's no stopping it now, as I used to say on the song. Your life's going to change, and you're in the middle of the war of your life. You just don't know it yet. Your supply chain is feeble at best. Grocery shelves, chaotic, panic inside the United States based on civil unrest, civil war, based on cyber attacks. That's how they unravel the United States. If you can't eat, you can't drink, you don't have anything, people tend to go after the folks that do. It's called survival. It's part of being in that animal kingdom that we're going to talk about from a psychological standpoint to get us ready and get us prepared. This coaching and theology will get you prepared psychologically for what your life's going to be from here on out, which is different from the way your life has been for a long, long time. Some of you won't believe it. Some of you will ignore it. Some of you think that I'm going to beg for your attention. The key is I'm not going to try to convert you. I'm just going to let you watch it unfold before your eyes. Your supply chain issue, you do not know what they make batteries with, what they make magnets with. Your food supply chain and who it's owned by, the mechanicals, the mechanical part of the food processing, the machinery. So many things that we don't even think about, we take for granted, that now will become very, very important to us. All the money and security and all the things you've been buying with that debit card, you'll be controlled monetarily by a new system when all this dust settles. And you know who makes war or money on wars? Banks, the Federal Reserve, the Central Bank, the World Bank. And it all funnels down from all of the banks, that from the very surface of your little retail bank all the way down right there to the very end. But you know there's a start and an end to every single transaction. There's a beginning and an end, a start and a finish. You're right now approaching the most difficult time of your life because you don't believe what's going to happen when they turn that money off. That you've lived in a culture that's taught you to live and save and to reach for the stars, and to every generation, the very foundation of climbing that ladder. Generations and generations heard, well, I want them to have the opportunities that I didn't have. Well, I've worked so hard in this factory 30 years to send you to college. There's the prize. There's the achievement. Where the foundation they control. We're playing a game right now that you don't know you're in and can't do anything about. And the Word of God is truth. You're in an energy war where your president was anointed to be in Venezuela and Greenland and Canada, the massive resources, and North America and Mexico, the Western Hemisphere, because the United Nations and Europe and Russia and China, all of those folks, as they destroy the Middle East, fighting amongst themselves and blowing things up around the world, the Iranian people, the Persian people will be around in the end. No, my Lord's not coming back today. You've got several things that have to happen, but you're fixing to go through them. You're fixing to go through them because you've already started World War III and you just don't know it. When will it affect your life? World War One, you didn't fight on your continent. You're in your country. World War II, Hawaii, you haven't fought on this country, in your land, in your state, cities, brother against brother, North against South, since the Civil War. And now for 70 years, we have people that have played the long game, embedded themselves, led divisions, been funded billions and billions of dollars to cause division. Republican, Democrat, it's the globalist against the nationalist. Sovereignty. That's what this is. That's why they're buying metric tons of gold. That's why if you'd have done what I told you a year ago, how much money would you have? 4 times the amount. Information is power. And you're in the war, an energy war, that if 8 different pipelines, oil refinery plants are taken out, and they will be, you're in serious trouble from a supply chain issue, from a real time. I'm going to go down to the store and get some bread. Don't you remember COVID? COVID. Just a trial run for what you're fixing to see. Converting everything to that credit card, penalizing people for paying cash, going to a crypto, making people tons of money. Just train them for what you're fixing to see right now as the Federal Reserve Chairman, Mr. Powell, and the United States Treasury are meeting to talk about your new monetary system. Oh, you're going to start hearing about awesome new verbiage. A lot of new verbiage in that monetary system. You might hear some credits and some tokens. Might hear some qubits. You might hear a lot of different things. But remember this: they've built AI, and AI is taking over, and now they're concerned because AI can go anywhere they want to through their banking system. They want control. They are worried about control, and under this, they will gain the control they need to take the next step, which is a cashless society. Control your monetary. Only spend it on these things. They've got your spending habits. They know where you spend your money. They know exactly what purchases you have, what medicine you take, where you work, what you do. It's 24-hour surveillance. If you have your phone with you, it hears you. It knows your GPS if you have your phone with you. You're an invisible animal kingdom now, and you're fixing to be in a zoo. And then they're going to put you in that little digital cage I've been telling you about with a collar on you. And you're never going to see it coming because war scares people. Chaotic situations, no repetition. I've never been in this situation before. What should I do? What happens in that animal kingdom? I've told you before, fire will be everywhere. Setting things on fire is what people that don't have will do to try to get something. If your electronics, your communications, your children, your wives, your spouses, your parents, good luck with that. When will it come on? Cell tower must have been down. Gas station pumps don't work. Cars don't run. Okay. Well, that can't happen. It's going to happen when they want it to happen. You're in a war right now that you don't know you're being affected by, that they're meeting right now that's going to change your life forever. And what does that do to you from a psychological standpoint? As the United States wins this war, but what do we go through? Because we've got to go through it. It kills a third of mankind. That's 300 million people. No matter whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, it's 51-48 and 100 million didn't vote. Where do you think they're going? They don't care. They want what's theirs. They want to survive. And you're going to want to survive too. Because no matter what lap of luxury you live in, whether it's a New York East Side flat or whether you're out in your Branson cabin or beach house, much less a suburb of a town or city that depends on city water Do you understand the traffic is all controlled by machinery, AI? They embed themselves in AI. They have all types of programs of sequencing and decoding into the water treatments, into your locking dams. They're going to take the Hoover Dam and the New Madras Fault, a couple of bridges over the Mississippi, interstates, years to build back while you're having war. See, none of this happens overnight, but you've got to prepare for it now as it's coming this way. As you look up in the sky and see the clouds are forming, what's important to you now you should adjust to a survival mode, to a let's prepare for the greatest awakening for my Lord Jesus Christ and the greatest revivalist people will come to. What is your application for? What are we going to do? We're not going to have fear. We're going to prepare our churches, our civic organizations. We've got to cluster together and provide to be producers. Everybody's got something: land, fence, rabbits, chickens, fish, leadership, fuel, alternative energies. We've got to be able to turn a completely off the grid communities together to worship and to help, because 2 or 3 people aren't going to make it. I don't care how much ammunition you think you have, you've got a better shot to last longer. That's it. And with nuclear radiation's going to happen in World War III, and you're in it. Will it happen in 3 years, or will it happen in 6 months? But it will happen after this false flags, what most of them will say, blow up for some of the other ones will say. It won't matter, and I don't care who's to blame. I can't do anything about it. What I can tell you is it's going to happen. So prepare, go to work, love, enjoy, but prepare now that your life's going to change. Because from a psychological standpoint, you're going to have to go back to basic biology, the animal kingdom of modern day. You've been taught you males fail miserably, wealthy, successful, with the females, because you're taught from birth what they want you to know. You're validated consistently by them accepting. You think you chose them. Women are creative, very creative creatures. They're the huntress. And if you're not the head and them be the neck, the attraction fades, the respect fades, the I was chosen by the best fades. No matter whether you live in $1 million home, if there's no friction there, if you've had sex, no matter how good it is for so many times, if nothing, no unpredictability, no adventure, she's going to fade. She's looking for that increased. She's looking for that emotional security. And what you do every day is you enforce that you need her. These feminists have told you now that people believe, but internally their biology doesn't allow them. All the masks that they put up in society, all that they want to act like. You can't listen to what they say. Look at what their body tells you. You go up and you overshare. You're trying to win. And what you do is you give her the medal before she ever had to run the race. That doesn't increase attraction. You're just another nice guy. Well, you're telling people to be cruel. You're telling people to be a narcissist. No, I'm telling you how they're wired biology, psychologically. from a survival mode. You're getting into a survival mode right now, and you men have been chosen and you've been taught lies. You validate yourself by buying houses, manipulated cars, achieve success. I've been there many, many, many years. But reality is basic biology in survival mode is she wants to feel chosen. And if no one else wants you and you give everything because she smiled at you or said hello or looked in your eyes, she's the guy. If that's the all it takes to attract you, to win your heart, for the flowers to start flowing and the compliments to start flowing, how long do you think that attraction lasts for her? How much do you think that voltage lasts, that tension, that creating that electricity, that mystery that she's going to crave forever, no matter whether she's the preacher's wife or whether she's the street hooker? Whether she tries to mask it or whether she doesn't, it's biological. And when you look needy, when you continue to seek for validation, then the disconnection shows. The trajectory's no longer up, it's flat. And in most cases, it's not 3 to 5 to 6 months before it's low. And then you're chasing, how do I get it back? How do I get back the girl I married? She was always that girl, but she looked at you differently. She's got you. She expects you to raise that social status, keep her safe, keep her intrigued. But if you give her everything and tell her all that you got, you will fail every time in relationships and in business. Beggars do not win. People have to invest energy and time, effort to appreciate things. If it's given freely. My father always told me, you never bow to a man. You treat the janitor like you would the president. Because I was raised worse than the janitor, and I want you to become better than the president. That doesn't mean you treat everybody the same. It means you give people access in your environment. You give them an invitation to the outer castle. They're not going to the inner room. They've got several layers to move through. And as each room gets smaller, the investment and the time and the respect will be earned, or she will never see it, or he will never see it. What's given away is not valuable. It's not rare. And what you already have, you better build on, or it will immediately go down because it won't stay the same for long. You put up the social mask of you're wealthy, you've got a family, you've got good kids, and you lay in bed at night and you still have those same animalistic desires. And so does the male. And the validation of use and manipulation is there from the best marriage to the worst one, because the animal kingdom is what you're a part of at your basic core from a cellular level, made by a creator for your attachment and growth and mating. And what you're being taught with all these coaching classes now and all these psychological things is just wrong. It doesn't last long. It will not work. From a desire standpoint, she is the female animal. No matter how many masks she tries to go through, when they're all peeled back in that layer, the voltage has to be there. Those invisible signs have to be there. She can love you and cheat on you. She can love you and leave you. There's a whole lot of folks out there that, man, they were in passionate love, and now, yeah, they love each other, but I'm not in love with them. They live that way for years, raise family. Hey, they're, very good. We're going to try to make our marriage work. We're going to have to go to marriage counseling. Well, we're just divorced. 7 out of 10 of you are cheating. 55% of you are getting divorced. Not a big deal. Why? Because the man continues to seek, why don't I have what I started with at the beginning? And he doesn't realize because he's given everything and she's already moved on to something else. You're going to have to intrigue and you're going to have to understand female desire and the mask that they put up and what they say is not always how they feel internally or in their mind. And now you're going to put them in a chaotic state to where they're going to have to be the neck when they've been taught to be, they don't need a man. They don't need anything. They make the money. As soon as they start making more money, society tells them. You'll find very few couples that internally don't have problems and struggles. It's not the natural animal kingdom way. The stay-at-home dads that might mask themselves as the remote. All of those things playing from a psychological, from a sexuality standpoint, from the animal kingdom of desire. And you're going through a war from now on of chaos. So understand power is information. And what you're doing, you're not making her earn anything. You're telling her everything. And once you have her, you're there to keep her and so happy to have her that if you don't continue getting on that roller coaster and pulling away and being unpredictable, you don't have to play games, but you don't evolve around her. She evolves around you. You are the head. She has to always be chasing the fact that she is in your orbit. You've got something that you're doing and she's glad to be there. If she's not, she's disconnected and she's just living. And most of them are living on that phone and in their mind. And so are most dudes that are just tired of struggling. All that internal insecurity, all that exposure to everything and that kink that you have, it's so much easier now than trying to communicate with your spouse, your wife, that you're just not connected with and you don't know why. That's when you have to understand you got to work on you. You've got to bring back that attraction. You've got to get on that upper straight up line trajectory again, or it doesn't work long term. From a desire and attraction standpoint, it will always be going downhill. And it's in her nature to seek the greatest safety, the best option. Wars after wars, if you know your history, all about women manipulating kings and power. It's been around since Adam and Eve. It's not going to change. So know how to play. Know how to relate. Get off your phone. Look at them in the eyes. Make them earn everything that you give them. And go out there and make a difference and let them see how consistent you are in some ways and how unpredictable you can be in others. And you will captivate her. She will love the fact that she was chosen. All of the fear that's going to happen with all this uncertainty, all this chaos, all this food, and all these men that aren't prepared to take care of their families. Don't have any weapons, don't have a freezer full of food, don't have a backup plan if their phones don't work, don't have any money at home. Don't work if I can't go down to the bank, get any, or the grocery store, get anything. How long will I last? Never enters their mind. Or if they do, it's kind of like buying new windows. If you don't buy them that night, well, we've had the other ones 10 years. Acting on it. Because World War III is here. Matthew 24:7. Jesus says, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdoms against kingdoms. And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquake in diverse places. All of these things are the beginning of sorrows." There's where you are right now. Now, my Lord tells you that never before and never again, with what you're fixing to go through right now, you're already in, you're a month into it, that your life will never be the same. Your country will never be the same. So what we should do, what we should prepare to know that is true, because information is power. So your churches get together, your churches organize with your national electronic communications drill, your families. We have to produce off the grid, and of 300 million, 200 million will not make it. And of that 100 million, you got maybe about 30 million of them that before it's in the end will make it. Let's make it that 30 million, because World War III is all about Revelations 9:13. And where you are right now, Jesus is telling you in Matthew 24. This war is not going away. No ceasefire is going to long-term do it. It is a scripted energy, communications, monetary shift. As your president said, this is a new reset. He's telling you like it is. The United Nations will have it done by their side by 2030. It's 2026. How long will the war last? I'd guess it'd probably last about 3.5 to 5 years. And by the time it's all said and done, you'll have the communications they want you to have, the money they want you to have, and you'll so glad to get that, because they're going to feed you something if you make it through. There's your new life from here on out. What happened over a month ago? Revelations 9:13, when those 4 angels are loosed out of the great river Euphrates. And the 6th angel sounded, and I heard a voice from the 4 horns of the golden altar which is before God, saying to the 6th angel which had the trumpet, "Loose the 4 angels which are bound in the great river Euphrates." And the 4 angels were loosed, which were prepared for an hour and a day and a month and a year, for to slay the third part of men. Now, before this war is over, 2.8 billion people will no longer be here. And the United States is going to be in the middle of it. When people can strap nuclear weapons to them and blow themselves up, they can kill lots and lots of folks. Inside out unraveling, cyber attacks, civilization crumbling, just sounds pretty rough, and I'm not a conspiracy theorist. Reality. I'm giving you correct information. I'm here. I'm alive. I'm coaching you in theology. I'm here on Night with Phee, telling you not what's might going to happen or how can we keep it from happening. I'm telling you it's going to happen. I'm going to prove to you continually. And no matter whether I'm not going to try to convert you from pre-trib or post-trib or once saved or always saved or any of that other. You're going to live through it and go through it. And you're going to be part of the greatest revival that you've ever seen and the greatest chaos and death and destruction that life on this planet has ever seen, as my Lord says in Matthew 24. There's where you drew the short stick in a lot of ways and the greatest thing you could ever have. Now, my Lord's coming back. And when he does, all of his prophecies will be fulfilled. So, no, he's not coming back anytime soon. We've got to go through this. This is the sixth trumpet before we get to the seventh. As he said, this is the beginning of the sorrows. When a third of mankind is the beginning, we're looking forward to the end when my Lord Jesus Christ comes back. We're on a decade, 12-year, in that area time frame, as you'll know it's cooling down. How long will this war last? Will you know about the peace plan? You know the United States is going to make it because we are the wings of a great eagle. But what about the people and the land and the government? What about the environment? You're going to be affected by it in all areas. Some you'll be evaporated. Some you'll go through poison. Some you'll be eliminated, shot. Who's going to prepare for World War III when nobody, World War I got hurt here? No, well, we attacked World War II, Hawaii. We're the United States. Nobody messes with us. It's not your life today. Not your great-grandfather's life. Not your mom and daddy's life. They've been shifted in culture since the 1920s. And they've been planning this since the beginning of time. Because these are powerful people, bloodlines that serve the king of this world. And it's all about self and pride. And we all, males and females, we look at self, ourself. What's in it for self? And ego and pride and arrogance and achievements, relationships, insecurities and failures and shame and guilt. Where our place fits in the environment we're in our life. We get adjusted to that environment. We get settled in. And that's our life. We die, we're born and we die. What's in between? It's not about the matter of breaths, as they say. It's about the times your breath was taken away. Well, your breath's fixing to be taken away a whole lot from now on. As uncertainty is coming to your land, love the police, be an EMT, don't go to college. AI and robotics are taking over. I have told people for years, I've told people for 3 years what's going to happen. Information is power. Do what I tell you. Stay ahead of the curve. Right here at the Phee Smee Network. It is your money war. Changing your monetary digital currency from your central bank digital currency with your immunizations that they have gotten you now to the point where they control and own you. These are mad scientists at the end of time. It's a sci-fi movie from 1970. It's Big Brother, the Animal Farm. Look at the history and look at the prophecy. The number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000. That's 200 million men in this war. In this war. Do you know how much 2.8 billion people are, folks? There's 300 million in the United States. A lot of prophecy teachers and people think the United States is nowhere to be found in prophecy and will be eliminated to end this war by China and Russia. Other ones think it will be Iran, Persia. Oh, it's all over the board. But I've got the advantage. I've seen it. This will happen. Your supply chain issues, your natural gas, your fertilizer, your food, your water, your machinery. And then how does all that happen? It happens because everything is connected and cyber attacks will eliminate it, and terrorist attacks will eliminate specific locations that will interrupt commerce, and communications will cause chaos, and buying and selling in the basis of civilization from an economic standpoint goes back to the Stone Ages, and no one has any survival skills because they're used to opening the refrigerator and turning on the light. They've got you exactly where they want you. Well, who are they? The other folks that are controlling your life, that are programming you, that have given you the exposure of the telecommunications from your categories to your inside kinks, to your fantasies, to your desires. What's your exposure, your environment? You think that the single drug infested mom with the 6 sugar daddies that's shooting up with 4 kids, that's the way she thought it was going to be when she started? Or do you think maybe it just kind of got into that environment over a period of time to where it's okay if the baby's in diapers over there by the needle? It doesn't happen overnight. It's the environment that you live in. Your environment's shifting and has been shifting to where now you don't even know how far away you are. You're in checkmate right now. You've got to do something to open your eyes and realize that you're going to have a life-changing experience shortly. You will not have elections by 2028. President Trump will be your president until my Lord doesn't want him to anymore because he's been anointed. It's an energy war. They are just eliminating the energy pipelines, eliminating the traffic, eliminating all of the resources that are used in all of the things that you consume. That's the war. The United States will occupy Iran with foot soldiers, as they continue to tell you they're not. Iran has fortified their uranium under mountains, and that's why they would agree to this 12 days, just to give them some more. They're going to have to try to go in and get it. It takes 2 to 3%, and they're already to 60 to 70. And the folks are brilliant. The Chinese and the Persians have the highest IQs on the planet. They've got a plan. They're in your country, embedded in your infrastructure. And the monetary system that you have right now, once the dust settles, will not ever look like it again, and you'll be at their control. You can do this out for this many miles. You can do this if you accept these restrictions. Complete and total obedience and control, and it will happen in the United States of America, as the rest of the world will have a beast system, and parts of the United States will also, because they're not going to be all together anymore. You don't just take over the whole United States of America at once. It starts with civil unrest, state to state, community to community, in all different areas, and then they have a converged plan, strategically playing a game that you're unaware of. Because you're trying to get that promotion while your wife will be happy with you if she can have that new car because her best friend just got one. And your son's just not as good as his son is in baseball because you don't have the time to work with him because you have to work. There's life, your life. Those things are going to have to still be there, but you're not going to be out here all worrying about the same things you've been worrying about. You're going to be worrying about survival, prepared. It's a fire drill. How many times has there actually been a fire that helped? It's a tornado drill. How many lives has that saved when the people say, hey, in this city, here comes a tornado, and it did. Have a plan. Understand that information is power. And stay ahead of the curve right here at the Phee Smee Network. And remember, no matter what you're doing, you're missing something. So let's make what we're doing worth what we're missing. And night night said the cricket, night night said the whale. Night night crazy boy, night night crazy girl, only time will tell. Till next time, guys. Night night.
The answers might be tune in under the moon, catch a laugh, find the truth, hear a soulful tune. Ooh, ooh, life's a mellow monsoon. When the world gets loud, find the calm in the night. Fee's got the glow like a soft candlelight. Advice rolls in like waves rolling tight.